Welcome to ChemOrbis. In this session, I will talk about Euro market update for polyethylene. We will start first with the general outlook, look into supply and demand, and have a look at prices in Northwest Europe and in global markets. We will look also at the margins in Northwest Europe and also have a comparison between prices in China and Northwest Europe. For the general outlook, I will use as a base point the latest weekly analysis published on our site for polyethylene and Northwest Europe. In the first few lines and the title, you have the synthesis of what happened in the month of June already. So let's read together. PE market hit 6 months low in Europe. In Northwest Europe, trading activities slowed down again this week as buyers already replenished their stock, with monthly decreases up to €60 per ton. Level of ranges of prices are reported at 1180 to 1260 for LDPE euro per ton, 1160 1250 euro per ton for LLDPE, 1150 to 1230 for HDPE film and blow molding, and 1130 1200 for HDPE injection, all free delivered. Moving down to the report, we can see that the demand is quiet and the supplies are quite ample, being the inventories of producers quite high. Concerning the outlook, we can see that there are different opinions. Some think that the prices will stabilize having reached the bottom. Others think that there is further room for decreases because the reductions will be having the pressure from the imports that are becoming competitive in Europe. With the help of the analytical tool Price Wizard, I made a chart for the last 52 weeks, being the current week the last one that we reported, reporting all the main grades for PE that we follow in Northwest Europe. So HDPE blow molding, HDPE film, HDPE injection, LDPE film, and linear C4 film. The lowest one is exactly HDPE injection, and the more expensive one is LDPE film. You can see that over the last 52 weeks it was touched the maximum around the end of March, and from there there was a constant decrease of prices. The question is, have we achieved the bottom? Will there be a bounce back, or will there be further decreases? In order to understand what's happening also in other markets, I will use another analytical tool called Product Snapshot. The result of this table representing the feedstock of monomers and polymer prices in the current week, the price change in percentage terms versus the previous week, and you have the price history of the last 52 weeks with the volatility during the period and where stands the price within the range of the current week. So you can see that for the feedstock and for some monomers in China and so on, we are close to the minimum, so they are starting to bounce back, whereas in other markets like Europe and so on, there may be further room to decreases. All in all, you see the market is quite stable. Actually, some increases are happening in some spot market. Interesting, eh? Of course, having time, we could analyze also grade by grade, but this is not the scope of the session. The Price Wizard, we can plot the price of the monomer, which is changing week by week on the spot market, versus the polymers prices. Again, for 52 weeks, we can see that the margins were healthy during 2016, whereas they were compressed, and they are still compressed in this period. Actually, we may have a look at one by one. Take example the HDPE. So you can see better what I meant as margins are compressing. To see it better, we can show the difference between the two series of data, and you can see that over the period they were healthy above around €400 per ton, and now they are below 200. It means there is a lot of pressure on the margin side by the producers. But the margins is just one side of the story. You have to see what's happening in other markets, the global markets, to see what can happen in the future. In this chart I've created with Price Wizard, I compare HDPE film price in China versus Europe. You can see a similar trend. Actually, after the new year in China, prices went down, and they seem to have touched the bottom. In the coming weeks, we will see if it's true or not. But of course, since there is a delay this prices started to go down only after a month and a half in Europe, it means that probably these prices will go down further another month and a half before recovering. So I am in favor of supporting those who expect further decreases in July, just looking at this graph. One simple explanation could be that imports, still being the prices in Europe attractive, will be more competitive. So they will force the local producers to further decrease prices. So with this, I'm finished. It was a quick tour for many of you, but if you want to learn more, ask questions, or ask for indeed a free trial, just ask me at this email or ask to your sales representative at ChemOrbis. Thank you very much for your attention.